go to a comedy show and get drinks after. Of course I'm going to go to the comedy show. It was so fun. Even though I didn't like him, I didn't regret going. And that's why dating wasn't boring for me when I was dating. Dating hasn't been boring for me because I'm putting experiences over men. I'm listening to their actions versus their words. And I'm not going home disappointed because even though I didn't like him, I had a good time and I had a new experience and I was happy I went. Put experiences over men. Find yourself and you'll find your man. That's how I feel like people really find it when they're not looking.
Well, it sounds like you're the kind of girl who would go out with a guy just to get a free meal. Yeah, you're winning. You might want to invest in cats now, because this attitude of you're going to find a man when you're not looking, that doesn't work. I've never seen that. I mean, I'm sure occasionally it does happen. I wasn't even expecting to meet somebody and I met somebody. It was amazing and we're in love and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure that does happen. But the odds, especially for women, of finding someone when they are looking are much better, because women can do that. Now, this is a video, a YouTube short from a channel called Insolent Audits, which I just discovered here, and he has this great video that I'm going to review called Why Women in Their 40s Dating Say Men Are Impossible, number 3. So there's 2 more of these that we could talk about too. This should be good fun. I'll leave a link to this video, and then subsequently you can find his channel down in the comments for those of you, especially if you don't want me talking over the video. That will be a benefit to you. Now remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed, because YouTube does unsubscribe people every single day. You can find me on Rumble, on Twitter, and thank you for supporting my work and my channel. Now let's dive into this video here.
Don't settle for this kind of man. The first one is the man who compares you to other women, or who comments openly on girls he doesn't know online. It's so disrespectful, and a man who does that doesn't understand how insecure he can make you feel, as if you're not good enough for him. The second one is the man who makes you feel that every time he does something for you, you owe him. Like when he takes you out for dinner, but then he says, next time you organize a date. That's the kind...
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that women want. We've been told for how many decades now that you should go Dutch, that women are capable, that you should be equal in every way. And yeah, the women aren't telling you that. The dating coaches are, the dating advice givers are. This is especially common back in the 90s. Oh, we can go Dutch. Oh yeah, we can both pay. Oh, you have your own money. Don't pay for me. I'm a woman. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man. And now you want us to pay on a date. Why? What the hell is that all about? You told us that you're a strong, independent woman, and now we're expected to pay on dates,
kind of man who's just testing you to see what you can bring to the table. He doesn't see your value, or maybe has no clue how he should love you. When a man is crazy about you, he will want to give to you without expecting anything in return. And
Oh, really? Really? You think that a man will give to you without expecting anything in return if he's crazy about you? That sounds like a kind of guy that you wouldn't be interested in, because you're in your 40s and you're not married. Why is it that you're in your 40s and you're not married? Are you divorced? Did your husband die? Does your husband up and leave you? Those are the only acceptable options you have there. If you're in your 40s and you haven't found the one yet, and you're a woman, especially an attractive woman, like this woman, she looks pretty good for 45, but she doesn't look good enough for, I wouldn't be interested in her. She's too old. That's just how it is. But if you're in your 40s and you haven't found the one and you're an attractive woman, that's a huge red flag. You're probably not dateable. These women, they don't know what they're talking about. Don't take advice from this woman.
third one is a man who prioritizes everybody and everything except you. He chooses that his work is more important to him, or maybe he hangs out with his friends all the time. How can you spend a lifetime together if you are not his priority?
Well, this is the thing. Again, you women want this kind of man who prioritizes his work over you. This man who doesn't see you as the ultimate goal in life. See, you're the kind of woman who's been through a bunch of chads. Oh, he didn't treat me right, and then it didn't work out. So you come up with this list of these priorities, which the first one is good. Like a man who's like constantly comparing his woman to other women is like, okay, grow up, mature. You can do that in your head. You don't need to bring that up to her. But this woman here obviously wants a high value man, and she doesn't understand how being a high value man comes with a lot of priorities and beyond the woman. He has to go to the gym. He has to make a good living. He has to have a good sense of style. He has to be tall. All these things, all these requirements. You think that it just happens that men are good looking? I met this girl at the gym years ago now, and she thought I was attractive, and she didn't want to date me because I went to the gym. Therefore, I had to do something to gain my physique. But there was this one surfer guy. She loved him. All he did was surf. He didn't exercise at all. Surfing is a tremendous workout. So these women live in delusional land. So
And if he promises to make it up to you, but he never really does, then he doesn't just not prioritize you, but he also doesn't know how to keep his word.
Oh boy, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's take this in the same order she presented. Okay, don't settle for a man who compares you to other women. Yep, you ladies need to settle for a man who compares you with other dudes, right? The irony of the statement is not lost on me, as settling is based on a comparison system.
Well, he's going to go through and unpack this himself. We have already unpacked it. We don't need to unpack it anymore.
Moving on.
Here's a quick translation for something men commonly say on the dating apps. When the question of what are you looking for in a relationship or whatever, when that comes up, their answer could be any one of these. I'm going with the flow. I'm looking for a partner, but I'm not in a rush. I just want a connection with someone and take it slow. If a connection is there, I'm willing to make it work. That's my favorite, willing. Ladies, if you are interested in something real and they feed you this BS, cut bait immediately.
Oh, really? So a man telling you what he actually wants, a man being responsible instead of going, hey, I fell in love with you immediately and I'm just going to give you everything, even though I don't really know you. That's what you want in a man? Now, she might have a point. Maybe these men are just stringing her along. Instead of saying, like, look, what I say when a woman asks me what I'm looking for, I say, I want a long-term relationship. And that's what they seem to appreciate. Whatever else they're thinking, I don't care. I'm going to tell them what I want.
It's vague enough to fool women into thinking, well, this guy could be my boyfriend if only I prove myself worthy enough. Let me tell you what he actually means when he says that. I'm going to try to hook up with you as soon as possible. Like, as soon as possible. And
I mean on the first date, because women give it up on the first date. That's the thing. You ladies, you want men to hold out and give you a long-term commitment, then you need to hold out and tell them, look, we're getting to know each other. We're not going to ride the butterflies into the bedroom. We're going to develop an understanding of who each other is. And then if we like each other, in a few months, we can do this thing, this intimacy thing. Got it?
if I like you enough, maybe I'll actually date you. If not, I'll continue to hook up with you and string you along, making you think we have a chance at being a couple. Quite frankly, even if you are only looking for something casual, cut this guy loose. There's another one. Because this one's a liar. And he's still going to angle for that girlfriend experience at his convenience. Like he's the king and you're his court jester.
No, it's not that you're his court jester and you're doing things that it's your own convenience, not at his convenience, right? You're gonna string him along. I mean, women do this just as much as men do, right? Women string men along all the time. I've been strung along. I've been mistreated and deceived and lied to and all these different things by women. Women are these perfect angels who do nothing wrong. That's what the attitude this woman has. She has, down here at the bottom of her video, it says, book a one-on-one support session with me. Link in bio. Yeah. She thinks women are angels and men are not. So there's no point in having a session with her.
No, that doesn't work. Thank you, and next.
This is very simple, ladies. If you're in your 40s and you haven't found a man, you're doing something wrong. Especially if you're attractive. You're doing something definitely wrong. Assuming that you want a man. Some women in their 40s don't want a man. So.
Wow there, Colleen, you seem to have this down to a science, except your translator isn't 100% accurate. I'm not saying she's completely wrong on what she just said. I am saying she put out a definition that hits the outer mark of the target, but not the bullseye. Allow this gorilla to provide a better translation. When a man gives a woman in her 40s/50s these lines, what he is conveying is he has options. He has leverage. He, in his 40s, has a comparable SMV that you ladies had in your 20s. And yes, you can leave this type of guy and replace him with a man who will imp for you. I promise you ladies will not be attracted to a lapdog beta, and the abundance attitude man who made you feel insecure is the one you will be thinking about later. Ladies, face it, dating in your 40s, trying to find the men you are interested in is far more difficult than 99% of these proclaimed dating gurus are willing to admit. The funny thing is, these experts will try to lay the blame on the men. Why? Why? Say it! Miss Divorce dating expert here doesn't seem to calculate all the variables, such as having to compete with younger women, or men having little problem with dating down, or the importance of the fertility for the men who require it, or flexibility of scheduling, or health issues age brings to women, or higher amount of baggage older women tend to have, or older women having a longer list of demands. I could go on, but I asked these femme gurus, how is it this simple gorilla can point out the obvious without stooping to shaming language?
You brought up a good point there about how women could get plenty of simps when they're in their 40s, but these women don't want the simps. So there's plenty of men left who will probably want to be with you. Now, the thing is if these ladies went for 60-year-old men, then they could get them. They don't want that either.
Dating and marriage are not worth it because they die before we do anyways, which means that if your whole motivation is that you just don't want to be alone in your old age, statistically speaking, you probably will be. You may as well fill up all your time between now and then with friends and hobbies and new adventures rather than...
Or maybe you fill it up with children and grandchildren so you're not alone in your old age. I don't know what to tell you other than that. I've seen this in my own family, women being alone in their old age because they are these ball-busting women. I know a stay-at-home mother who was so cruel to people, her children included, that she spends a lot of time alone in her old age. So, you get what you ask for in the long run.
Teaching a man how to identify more than 3 emotions.
Oh, like your cat can do there? At least she's, on the right track to what she needs in her old age. Cats.
Get a cat. Take up crochet. What's the worst that's going to happen? You don't like crochet and then you have a bunch of yarn. Big deal. You spend a couple of years on a man and it doesn't work out, and what do you have now? PTSD.
Maybe learn to regulate your emotions better so that you don't have so much PTSD from dating? What kind of men are you dating? Did he seriously abuse you or something? Or you're that emotionally invested in this guy that you can't cut and run if you need to? I don't know. Maybe it's a woman thing.
I'll take the yarn. Lucille loves yarn.
Well, I haven't audited this queen in a long time. This video on its own sounds cut and dry with a strong hint of copium. I do understand she posted this after discovering she has issues and her relationship fell apart. Although that is tough, it really isn't a true reason why people should be replaced with cats. A clear example is traditional marriages were lifelong before the great queen intimacy liberation, which now has resulted in filling up low-income retirement homes with single.
That's not entirely true. Divorce started a long time ago in Europe, and often the men would die. Well, the women would die too. There were a lot of widows and widowers, and then they would end up getting married. Because people didn't spend time single in the old days. They didn't. It was very difficult for a woman to survive without a man, and then men needed domestic support as well. So being a bachelor or bachelorette, not easy in the old days.
Single women. Link in the description. Recent studies note that 63.3% of those in nursing homes are actually women, and only 48% of those women are married, compared to 70% of the men in those homes which are married. Yes, you queens brought this on yourselves. I hope it made you all feel strong and independent. Listen, I get it. Many of you fell for the glitter and glamour message of womanism that told you to sleep around like a man, get the bag, you will have the pick of the litter later in life. Well, at least you have the pick of the nursing homes now.
Well, yeah, women don't need no man, right? We've been told this repeatedly. Women don't need no man. And how is that benefiting women in any way? You end up lonely. What is it? By 2050, was it? Something like 40% of women are going to be single and no kids? I wouldn't even think it was 2050. I think it was like 2040.
So I'm supposed to be on my way to a date, but he just texted and canceled. His reasoning being that he's starving and could not wait till the time we were supposed to meet to eat. He texted me and he said, I'm really hungry. I can't wait. So I text back I'm about to get dressed. And then he said, well, can we just reschedule because I cannot wait. Mind you, it was 7:30 when he texted me and we were supposed to meet around 8:30. And I'm thinking, are you serious? Eat a snack. Text me, what am I doing tomorrow? Can we reschedule for tomorrow? Now, my first thought...
Well, let me translate this for you, young lady. Well, she's in her 40s, right? Somebody younger and prettier came along and said, hey, I'm free right now. So he canceled on you to be with somebody younger and prettier. That's what it is. That's all it is. You women get so excited about going on these dates with these men when you're in your 40s because they're chads. So chads have options. Get used to it.
First thought is to be not even respond and just leave him on red, but I'm always known to not give people a second chance. This is a first date. We met on Bumble. I honestly don't even know what to respond because I'm annoyed. I started getting ready at 5:30. It's not just I put myself together.
Wow. You started getting ready at 5:30 and it's 7:30. Took you over 2 hours to get ready. But women are the honest ones, man. Men are always lying, right? Women are the ones who tell the truth.
This is dumb. This is inconsiderate. And you're not starting off on the right foot. And you asked me 2 days in a row to go out. I don't know what to respond. It's a nice way to just be no, thank you. I'm good. Or should I just chalk it up to he was really hungry, couldn't wait, and I should give it a second chance. Anyway, tell me your thoughts.
Moving on.
Oh yeah, also, in dating. So I went out with this guy that seemed like he was pretty nice, and we had a lot in common, and he was funny. And so we go out, and he opens no doors for me.
Worse than Hitler. This son of a bitch. How dare he? Didn't open a single door for her. Yeah, I think you're capable of opening doors. Actually, she gives the reason why he didn't open doors for her in a moment here.
I don't know, he just treated like the waitress really crappy, and he was just rude. And then like he wouldn't use the GPS in his truck, and then like here I am, like I know that like we're not going the right way, and I'm telling him and I'm trying to be nice, and yeah, it was pretty creepy. So he took us like a half hour out of our way, and because he wouldn't listen, and he also didn't know how to use the GPS in his truck. So yeah, guys, try to use that. Try to remember to use that, or at least know where you're going.
Well, I mean, apparently you're perfect. You've never made a mistake in your entire life. These are the things that you're going to disqualify a man for: not using his GPS correctly, or not using GPS at all, not knowing where he's going. No wonder you're single and you're 49.
Kind of creep girl out. And then in addition to that, open doors, please. Like, please. Yeah, please. Just please do. I tell him, I'm like, how can you never open doors for me? Like, at all. Zero. None of them. And he had lots of sisters that were older than him, so I'm not sure.
And they probably yelled at him for opening doors and doing things for them because, I mean, they were strong and independent. Whammons.
That came from. Also, he's older than me. I'm 49. So, anyway, he says, well, I dated this woman who was a and she would get mad and yell at me for opening doors for her.
There you go. Women train men to behave the way that they want them to behave. So if women are yelling at him for opening doors for her.
In an age where women get on their phones and make videos to put a man's business on blast, we can say the man's justification for not opening doors can be considered plausible. And ladies, you think what I just said sounded beyond ridiculous? This older Queen literally made a video of a man explaining his hesitance of the modern day dangers of insulting a woman by not treating her like his equal, and she put that video on blast as if it were wrongthink. Oh my, how terrible men are for giving women the equality they fought so hard for. Well, once women are folded into the draft in the US, then we can become a more egalitarian society. The point is, I actually agree with the man not opening the door for her. Think about it. He is obviously going to be put on blast if he does it or not. That being the case, why would he risk the chance of being portrayed as a creep on blast for trying to go the extra mile? And if you think that sounded obtuse, wasn't there a recent trend of women posting gym videos of labeling men creeps for offering to help with anything?
Yep. It's that simple.
And he still didn't hold the doors and didn't open them. And, you know, when I'm with a guy, like, I like to know that they're the man. Like, you know, I want to know that I'm with somebody who's stronger than me, and I'm pretty strong. Like,
oh, so in other words, you're mean. Got it. Okay.
Actually, that's one of my biggest compliments I think my friends use to describe me is that I'm strong. So,
in other words, again, you're mean. You know, I can't say, I don't know if I can say on YouTube the real word, female dog. I don't want to deal with any of these women who are like, I'm better than you, I'm stronger than you, I can do it. Look, if you have something to say like that, you can say it in a nice way. I've dealt with this throughout my whole life with my female relatives throwing attitude at me. I don't want to deal with it anymore. So I wouldn't want to be involved with you. It's that simple.
I'm also strong-willed. Maybe that's downfall. I don't know. It served me well.
It served you well. Really, being strong-willed has served you well. You're 49 and single now? Yeah, and I mean, look, for 49, she looks great. Obviously, there's a lot of makeup there, but she looks like she's thin and tall. That's always been considered attractive in our culture here in the United States, which she's either Canadian or American, but she has American flags on her chest, so I'm assuming she's American. Yeah, so you're single at 49. It served you really well.
Basically, just to give you an idea, I would say this guy just didn't get it, and I'm kind of tired of telling guys, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not a princess. I was raised by a gay mother, and I have all brothers, so, you know, I definitely can hold my own. But I like to be treated like a lady, because I am a lady, and...
You don't act like a lady, so I'm not going to treat you like a lady. It's that simple. This guy's probably happy to go out with a woman who wasn't ladylike, and then you expect him to treat you like a lady at the same time. It's like, okay, you can't have it both ways. Women walk in contradictions. This is why they can't figure anything out.
Ladies who are classy like to be treated like ladies who are classy. And to me, that's just like the most common courtesy type of thing. So I'm not cool with a guy that, you know, acts that way.
Did anyone else catch that contradiction? She isn't a princess. She is recognized by her friends as being strong, as in hinting physical strength, but she wants to be a lady. Okay, that's really hard to pull off. Like a guy saying he was raised dainty, is recognized as soft, but wants to be a total alpha. Do you see how that doesn't exactly fit smoothly there, ladies?
Yep, I do see that. And thanks for making this video, Insolent Audits, and thank you all for watching. Now here's your palate cleanser. Enjoy.
Well, what are you running for? You.